Hello and welcome back. We are on day 35. So, if you recall from the past few days that we've been together, I've been focusing a lot on the debug overlay. Now, if you don't remember, debug overlay is a way to actually provide more observability into things within the game that normally we wouldn't see. So, for instance, we're able to see all of the enemies as they're being spawned. We're able to see all of the towers now and the economy as it's actually being built up. So next, let's go ahead and take a look at the current state of the game. I want to show you what I have built up and talk over it just a little bit. So as part of the game, first things first to notice is on the level tab, we do have the current state of the game and current state of the game and where it's at. So as you see, we are in the wave spawn. The next thing to take a look at is we have the enemies tab. This shows all of the enemies and their state and health, and it's able to provide us with a little bit more information about what in the world is going on. Like, why has my wave not ended? Maybe there's an enemy just stuck somewhere, because remember, we have them calculating their exact pathing to that main base. The next piece that I put in is the actual Towers tab. So the Towers tab is going to provide us with the visual of all of the towers that we have generated, that we have placed throughout this game. Currently at this point, I'm providing the state to say if they're idle and to say, well, who's there. I'm not providing any good details on the specifics, but I believe that can specifics such as like the amount of damage that they've done, the amount of money that they've brought in, all of that stuff lives at different levels, and it'll just be a little bit of refactoring, but it definitely can be something that can be changed up. But as for now, the state does live with the tower itself, so I'm able to easily provide that information. Now remember, as part of the state machine, this is the bit that I wasn't super excited about, because as you can see, there really are only two states with the current state. So next, the piece that I want to show off is the economy. So the economy tab is providing us with a rundown of all of the events in descending order of everything that's happened, all the currency that has been earned throughout the entire game, the current economy, which is going to match the top left of the screen, which is what you can see at all times, and again, little messages and amounts that are coming from the different events. If something feels a little off, such as it said it only costs 100 to purchase a tower and I'm missing 150, you can track it here. There can be additional information added in here as well, such as I say I purchased a tower. Well, this is the tower that I purchased. Which tower was purchased, and be able to link that back to, let's just say, the Towers tab. I think that'd be pretty cool. And so you can provide some sort of mapping on all those pieces. I recognize that this is just really touching the potential of a debug overlay, but being able to capture just some of these events really shows just how powerful this can be. And the amount of setup that this required, all of the events are being handled through signals. There are some pieces of information that I'm pulling back, such as the enemies that are on the board. So I'm getting the counts of enemies from the pool, as well as I'm getting a count of the towers in the pool. And that provides us with the ability to have some sort of cross-checking. If this says that there are, as we saw yesterday, one enemy on the board at the end when it says victory, but all of these are showing defeated, I say that we possibly have a problem, and that's something that we need to resolve. Anyways, I hope you got some good information out of this just from that top level, and that you've enjoyed walking through this journey. I have decreased the scope of what I'm putting on here, just as I really want to move on to the next thing. At this point, I'm stacking on top of information that I already know. I'm starting to recognize these things because we can continue getting better with things. I think that's awesome, but I think another thing to do is to take it to the next level instead of continuing to just grind where we're at. And this is okay. This game will continue moving forward. This game will end up on itch.io, probably on the 60th day, but maybe before that. We'll see. And everything that I'm putting in here, my goal is to increase my knowledge on different things that I'm trying to do within Godot. So if I'm sticking with this debug overlay for a long time, let's find something different other than just creating signals and pulling stuff back. It's all repetitive at this point. Again, that's okay. That's part of this learning journey. So the next thing that I'm going to do is something that I did in the space shooter survival, and that's adding sounds, adding a little music, adding a little something to make this game feel alive. I want to hear every time a bullet is fired. I want to hear every time an enemy is hit. And I want to hear those possibly the pitter-patter of the enemy's foot. I don't know. It's probably going to be a little noisy. There's some sounds that we can add in here that are just going to, again, liven things up. And I believe this is going to be a one-day journey. So being able to find the assets that I want to use and putting them in the game, using our audio controller, again, going back to the space shooter and just livening this up a little bit. I'm going to see if there's something. I have a feeling, and I've heard about this before, that when you have too many sounds, too many noises going into the pattern that I used on that game, that they start overlapping. And so minimizing down to like 5 important things. So I think that there are some opportunities for learning within that, things that I just don't know today, things that I've heard that I'm thinking about that we'll be able to put into use. So I'm pretty excited about that. Looking forward to getting that implemented. That's going to make this feel a bit better. Again, it's taking us to that next level. So again, I hope that you learned something off this. If you have any questions for me, go ahead and put them down in the comments. Shoot me a direct message over on LinkedIn, or shoot me a message over on YouTube. I'm sure we still have messages over there. Google seems to have chats on all their products. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day and appreciate you. Thank you very much.